Welcome to a late night edition of your most favorite random news broadcaster in the freaking world of YouTube. Good evening, folks. It's late. I don't expect a lot of people on, but I wanted to throw up a stream. I got home late. I'm bored. Alright, let's go random. I got some important updates though. We got some good stuff to go through. Some random. It's gonna go completely random. We're not gonna stay on topic for anything. It's gonna go crazy. A little bit crazy. But I know there's some insomniacs out there going through it right now. I know I've been going through it at my house. We got some back to school sickness going around everywhere. We've got some wild stuff going on. We've got some updates from the front. Good, bad. Mostly bad, but some good. It's mixed. We've got some reactions I've saved from TikTok. Marjorie Taylor Greene flipping. Absolutely wild to me. I have bashed on her so much on my channel, and she's still a piece of work to me. You know, a completely racist introvert, but when she has her moments, boy, okay, something to pay attention to. She had me cheering her on the way home, which is wild. Wild, guys. Wild for me. I can't even though. It is so random. It's just, the world is upside down. I love it. We're chilling today. I've got my tank top on and my throwover shirt right now. But we got some stuff to cover. We got some stuff. Let's start with where we left off. Me absolutely pounding for the fundraiser for Rowan. Guys, Rowan is in and out of the hospital, and I'm not going to share it. He sent me a video of what he's going through. Let me see if I can get you a video of what he's been through. A little bit. I'll show you where we're at with that. Rowan has a huge scar on his head from a drone attack back in like March. I think it was around March. This is a soldier we've been helping in the 151st. He's getting refitted into a new outfit. He's in the hospital again. He's been fighting this injury. It's from a Russian drone that struck near his position and almost killed him. The conversation we had, he was very, very manly about it and said, yeah, I had a slight concussion. And when it happened, he was stuck on the front line for like another month until he could get to a hospital. He's having some serious neurological issues. And he's back in the hospital. He sent me a picture of his neurological issues he's having. He's having schismatic behaviors with a emotional label issue. And he has like uncontrollable spasms right now in his face. And he sent me the video. I'm not gonna share it. I don't know if he would want me to, but it's rough. Like, he's hurt. And the doctors are giving him 10 days and he has to go back. So in the meantime, while he's been in the hospital bed, he was fundraising for his buddy. I know his name, I'm not gonna share it. For a helmet and some body armor. Yeah, it's not even TBI. I asked him, is it like TBI? And he told me, he showed me a video. This is what it's like. And it's like a spasmodic behavior in his face. He has uncontrollable spasms in his face. And it's due to the injury. It's partially psychological, but it's based on a physical. Boxers get it a lot. It's like a label response. Yeah, thank you, LJ. We're good on the fundraiser right now, and I'll show you. Somebody else got his buddy the plate carrier. We got the helmet. He got the earpiece he did. This is one of his battle buddies here. And a mount. He got the mount for it as well, as you can see in that picture. Let me see if I can show you. Got the M31. He's got the helmet adapter for headset. He's got a brand new helmet. So we kitted him out with, and someone else pitched in for the body armor. He's already got it ordered. So no time to wait. It's already been taken care of. And this is one of his buddies. He's got like five dudes left out of his original battalion that didn't get killed, because a lot of them were killed around the beginning of the new year. Right after, actually, we started talking, he's mutual friends with one of my friends in Sacramento. He lost like 42 men in the New Year transition in the worst part of Pokrovsk. And he was in the hospital, sick. We both had like pneumonia. When he went back to the front, he almost got killed by a drone, and that's where we're at now. So he's been in and out. The dude's a solid guy. Like, behind the scenes, he was trying to get a laptop for his boy before he deploys back out, and I gave him $300, and he took his loan. He's like, I'll pay you back as soon as I get my next paycheck. I'm like, dude, I'm not taking money from you. Here's my drinking money, pretty much. So yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's very transparent. There's about 300 some bucks floating around now that the body armor was already purchased. He got a call from another unit, one of his friends, and wanted to know if we could get him 4 walkies and a thermal imager, but he didn't get back to. They lost contact soon after. I think they're in direct combat right now. Yeah, Muscle, I can't even show you. It's hard. Eventually I will. I'll ask him if I can share that video, but I'm not going to share it now. It's really bad. You know, and he played it off like it was nothing, but it's not nothing. The dude got seriously injured. He's been fighting these issues for months, in and out of the hospital. I think I shared some videos of you when he was in the hospital, or of him when he was in the hospital to you. But yeah. Anyways, we're good for now. I'm putting a pause on the fundraiser until I hear more, and we're gonna transition to Dima. He's gonna let me know. Also, he's got like $300 that we donated floating around. I'm not gonna show it. I can't. It's heartbreaking. But he's got like $300 also that we donated. I said, hey, just let me know what you're gonna do with it so I can be transparent with my community. He's like, no problem. So we'll figure out where that money's going to go next. Whatever he does with it, it'll be for some reason of fighting the Russians. Next, we will eventually be transitioning to this gentleman. He doesn't know it yet, because he probably wouldn't want me to, but we're going to do it. Dima, a really good guy. Dima was in Azov. He was in Azovstal Steel Factory. He fought in Azov. He was, he's like the cream of the crop, the tip of the spear when it comes to Ukrainian armed forces. And he was captured. I've talked about this before. This is me at his baby shower last weekend. We had a great time. He tried to get me drunk on champagne, but I had to drive. I gave him one of my Bandera mobile patches. He'll be headed back soon. And he's got a baby on the way because he had to self-deport because they would not renew his visa in the United States of America. But he would not tell me that. I had to ask around because he would not say anything bad about this country if you paid him to. He's kind of like the cornerstone of our group. Lumi knows. Lumi's in the chat. He's like one of the cornerstones of our group. Our kids love him. He's just a great human being. And he would give the shirt off of his back to his men. He tried to give all the money from the baby shower to his men in the Lazar group, but I think all the women wouldn't let him. Absolutely solid dude. I might get him on an interview to talk about what happened, or maybe I know Lumi has the story too, so I'm gonna ask permission to see if he'll let us share his story. I'm sure he'll have no problem with it. When I hang out with this guy, I don't go up to him and talk war. I did one interview with him, and when we talked about Mariupol, I could see like this was 6 months after he's been here, after he got traded back from the Russians. I could see the stress it put on the man, and I just backed off. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna grind this guy for info right now. He needs to learn to adapt to regular society. So I was just been there as a friend. You know, I was just there as a friend. Hey, how you doing? How are things going here? You know, how's everything with this? And we just shot the shit, and you know, he could tell I've got a big heart, and I'm there for the right reasons, and it was a pretty private group. I feel like, Lumi, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were all handpicked to go to this. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But anyways, we're gonna do something for him. He's headed back soon. I'll discuss it a little more with him. Eventually down the road, I'd love to get C4U, Car for Ukraine, involved into getting a vehicle for his men if they need another one. I know right now he is currently fundraising a vehicle, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable right now jumping in the middle of that, where it's at. If I do, I want to go through Car for Ukraine and get him a really nice armored for his men. Maybe they can have an extra one. I know they probably need more than one. But I'm going to kick that down the road and talk to C4U about getting, and Lazar is there as far as efficiency goes to combat against the Russians. They are one step above Azov, third assault. He did one. Yeah. He told me straight up. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know, when I got this together, for the guys that I wanted to be here, it was me, this other guy who is actually, he's a Russian guy, but he is not a Russian guy. And one of his buddies who like hand delivered aid the day the war broke out and started front in the front. And I was honored to be there, and I felt like completely humbled by his statement there, knowing that I was part of his group. Also, I wanted to K&K, since you're in the chat, I wanted to show you something else. I just noticed my gaming stream the other day when we were at Independence Day celebration, when we took this group picture. Okay, K&K, are you there? I'm gonna wait till I see you in the chat. You're gonna love this, K&K. I'll wait. I will wait until I see K&K at full attention in the chat. Okay, I see K&K. Check this out. I'm gonna zoom in right now. Yep. One for each family member. So he wore it with pride, and he was absolutely honored to receive it. And I just noticed that he was wearing that in the picture. So really cool. I thought you might appreciate that. Kind of made my day when I saw it yesterday. Oh my God. Yeah, the food was so good. Natalia cooked it, and she made the best borscht I've ever had. It was with chicken-based borscht. I've absolutely here. I took a picture real quick, but oh my God. And then, yeah, Lumi had it. It was amazing. The pilaf, they had a pilaf there. Yeah, that was K&K made those. That was handmade. Yeah, the food was amazing too. And then I took kind of a sloppy picture of it because I was just hungry. We hadn't ate all day. We were running around this rally. I know me and Lumi were starving by the time we got there, and we just like devoured everything. But it was so good. I talked to Natalia. She's gonna teach me some of the recipes. I have to go down there for like a one-on-one session when she needs to help. I told her, hey, I know my way around the kitchen. Let's do this. Hey, Claire. Yeah, so he's in Lazar group, Claire. Good to see you. I didn't know you'd be in the chat. Yeah, so I'll go back a little bit. Lazar. So he was in Mariupol. He told me the story. He's from Mariupol. It's his hometown. He was fighting there, and they were 5 meters away from the Russians. And he had his rifle around the corner shooting at him to throw grenades. They lost comms. They got surrounded. They had to escape that in the middle of the night, and he called that his second birthday. While he was in Azovstal steel factory, and when they got surrounded, the Spetsnaz was hunting his family, his wife and his kid, who are amazing. I actually gave his kid my $800 Meta that I financed. It was only like a $400 Meta Quest 3, but I gifted it to him because yeah, I know the kid's gonna need some distractions headed back. But he was in Azovstal. His family was being hunted. He became captive for 6 months. And he's headed back, and I know he's still helping Lazar, and they are top performing group in the Ukrainian armed forces. They didn't speak for him for a while. They didn't have a name, but if there's any way at some point I could set up a vehicle for Lazar, I know they would appreciate the hell out of it. So I'll talk to you behind the scenes on that. I know D-Mode would love it as well. I'm going to give Svitlana the info and we'll go from there. But it would be really cool to see if we could get on the list at least. But he is headed back. His visa was not renewed. In my mind, and he would never say this, the United States let this man down. He came here for the American dream. He has a picture-perfect family. He's a great human being. It breaks my heart. It really does. I had a very emotional stream the other day. And matter of fact, I think I lost some subs from it because I was so emotionally compromised by talking about it. Because it's hard to hold back. It really is. Like, this man is a national hero. And I came up and he had me sit on it right across from me. He's like, my son was sitting there, but he can move. You sit with me. And everybody gave me a standing ovation with me right across the seat. It was beautiful. Like, he is a national hero, and I'd love to do something to pay him back as far as his men goes, or do like an online baby shower for him very soon. He's a very well-known individual. People recognize him. He's been in some Ukrainian interviews, hasn't done much in English, but yes. That is the idea. Now I see how you know so many Ukrainians. Yes. Yes, Claire. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. There's things I won't share. Just because, you know, these people, everybody here is like family to me. Like, closer to my biological family for sure. So there's things I hold near and dear. Okay, next. Oh, also LJ, his son got your talisman. He gave the talisman. He's like, give it to my boy. All right. So his son has your talisman as well. So going on from there. Okay. Going kind of completely skibbity random. What else can I share with you? I think that was it as far as what the plans are for the channel. Oh, a couple of other things with the channel. The fella right here in the background, I think I'm going to retire. I want to rebrand. Yeah, I might need you guys' support with that to come up with an idea. I want to rebrand the name of the channel, and also I'm going to retire the fella. The fellas have been great. I'm not dissing on the fellas. I'm still going to keep the emojis. They'll probably still be part of the intro. But I want to have a little more self-identity for where the direction of my channel and what I'm covering is going, other than always being a fella. I'll always have the fella. They'll always be near and dear to me. But I think it's time to hang the fella up. So I might be hanging up the name of the channel too, and going for something more, I don't know, something more to the lines of what I'm going to cover, what I'm doing, who I am as a person, and not specifically aligning with anybody else. So I'm trying to figure that out. Also, my gaming channel is probably going to go under a revamp as well. So yeah, we'll go from there. I'm probably going to change I'll probably keep the fella for the gaming channel, but I want to get a little more serious as far as the topic goes for what I want to cover. And it's been a good run. Like, I've had a really good time. Renegade Chungus, but I think I'm going to hang up the name and switch the channel name to something else, and I need your guys' feedback on that. I don't want to do this just very like quickly and make mistakes and completely screw it, but I need to grow. My channel is kind of at a lull right now. We're about to hit 1,200 subs, but this last 2 months has been rough, and it seems like I haven't been streaming like at a super normal time because I've got a full-time job and I'm raising, you know, human beings on my own. So I'm going to rebrand the channel. It's going to be the same content. We're not going to stop helping Ukrainian soldiers. We're not going to stop covering current events. But I want to make it in a platform that's a little, not, yeah, maybe a little more professional. A little more. I mean, still with like my own takes and everything. But yeah, like a fresh, real you identity. Exactly, Claire. So I'm probably going to be renaming that. I'm going to change some things on the channel. But I need your input. I need your guys' input. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, what your ideas are for the name, maybe. Whatever your takes could be after the stream. Leave a comment, throw it in Discord, DM me. Yeah, one name change and done type of name change. Like, change the channel name, find a self-identity with the channel, and leave it at that for once and for all. But you only really get one of these as a content creator, because I mean it can make or break you. But you know, I feel confident, and like you guys are the best community, but I want to grow it too. And like I said, having sort of under the fella avatar, it only gets you so far. Like, people are going to recognize that it's not really known in the news. It's kind of just on X. X is kind of dead. They expanded elsewhere, and then there's a lot of stigma behind them too, and they get kind of wild, and you know, they're decentralized, and it's just not going to help the channel grow if I hang on to it. So the Renegade part's cool. Shout out to Mercado Media and the Renegades. That's, you know, the basis where I started this channel from, and I will always have that. Like, me and Merc are always going to be friends. That's just how it is. But I want to have a little bit of a self-identity with the channel as well, so I can grow, because sometimes it feels like we're plateauing. So yes, a little authenticity would be great. Moving on. That's it. Gaming channel won't be a problem. It's such a small sub content. Like, I'm not worried about the gaming channel. It's tiny. I don't know if you guys are subbed to the gaming channel. We had a lot of fun last night also. I'll just update you on that. Where is it? This guy right here. Where am I getting? Right here. I think I'm going with Chunger. So if I'm going to keep the fella look, it's going to be in my gaming channel. It'll be the Chunger Games. I'm going for the Chunger Games, I think. Because I think it was Nomad came up with the Chunger Games. And hey, we raised $100 last night for Rowan and his buddies, and we had a lot of fun. There was a moment of intense scariness. Playing DayZ, Zombie Apocalypse Survival, right here. This is intense scariness. So guys, if you don't know about this game, you get one life in this game. When you die, you lose everything. So you get one life, one chance, bullets count. It's a zombie apocalypse survival game based on a military simulator. Yikes! That was an SKS trying to clap me. That's what I meant. I got him. I didn't get him. I didn't get him, but bullets count. I had body armor on. I took one to the chest. I had a plate carrier. Keep in mind, I played this character for like 8 hours. I invested 8 hours of my real life to play this character, and I lost everything. Oh no, big mistake. I should just shot that zombie. Where he is though. Oh no, no! Fuck, I'm dead. So he shot me through the freaking the wooden fence. He was on the other side, and I thought I downed him. I thought he was down, and I was completely wrong. I don't. Anyways, it's a lot of fun playing games on my video game. We're gonna keep doing a little DayZ. I had a lot of viewers last night. I had like 40 viewers for my little 90 sub channel. Went really good. Have mercy. I give up. I give up. Oh, I'm dead. So yeah, we had a lot of fun there last night. It was good times. Yeah, a lot of fun on that one. So yeah, we're gonna rebrand that one also. It's probably gonna go for the Chunger games. I really like that one, like the Hunger Games. But yeah, anyways, that's what's going on. We'll do some rebranding. You just took melatonin and ignore anything I type in 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, no problem. So yeah, it was a lot of fun last night on the video game. I'm gonna keep doing that. Sometimes I need to play some DayZ and chill out. So we're gonna keep doing that. If you guys want to see what zombie apocalypse survival looks like, please subscribe to my gaming channel. Here is the current link. I need more subs. If you just want to throw me a sub, you don't want to watch it, fine. But some more subs on the gaming channel, because I'm going to keep going with that. Every time I throw up a game, I'm going to do it. We play Magic the Gathering 2, and also I'll be playing with Mercado Battlefield coming up on the release next month. So there's a gaming channel. Okay, let's get into some random TikTok news feed, guys. Got some stuff here. It's been kind of a wild week for the news. I've been actually really... with this Epstein files and them coming out and talking, and everything else, I saved a bunch of stuff. We'll just kind of go through it random, all right? Thank you, LJ. We'll go through it random. Where did I leave off randomly? Oh, yeah, this guy actually gave me a response. I wasn't happy with this take. He didn't talk about Ukraine. And I called him out on it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't have a lot of time. I'm like, oh, dude. Where is this? Where? Oh, right here.
Hey y'all, I'm not sure how much everybody's paying attention, but there is some really wild stuff going on in Indonesia right now. I mostly cover domestic stuff, but right now in Indonesia, they have just cut the ability to do TikTok Live completely. There's massive protests.
Oh my God, TikTok Live can't happen in Indonesia.
Going on. There is, like, the people I'm hearing from over there, it has been a matter of days that everything has exploded. People are scared. I reposted a video. I can't seem to stitch it. That's probably a me thing. But just keep an eye on things over there. Things might explode. And as a quick note, because I talk about so much domestic stuff, let me just say this on the record. Palestine, Gaza, Congo, and Sudan are all genocides. These are human rights abuses. Powerful people are starving poor people, and it needs to stop. Hey y'all, I'm not sure how much...
So he didn't mention anything about Ukraine, and I called him out on it. I said, hey, can we talk about the 20,000 stolen children from Ukraine? And can we talk about the human safaris in Kherson? And he's like, oh, yeah, oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I just don't have so much time to cover everything. And I'm like, bro. So I'm gonna actually I'll check back in with that guy. Maybe I can get him on the news channel and maybe we can talk about it a little more. Shit, maybe educate him. You never know. You never know, right? So we'll go back, see how far back we went. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, this part. Oh,
I think every veteran should be able to go into any strip club whenever they want and get a free blowjob. We'll call the program PTS My D. That's okay. I like that promo. Beautiful. Stop and frisk this guy. He didn't laugh hard enough. We're definitely flexing right now. This is the equivalent of a guy spreading a bunch of money down his arm. But hey, I get it. If you got it, flaunt it. I feel like I'm in like a No Limit album cover. H1 Hummers. The military and Mike Vick's dog fighting friend. There's no gun on top, is there? No gun on top. Budget cuts, I guess. But that'd be scary if there was a big gun on top, right? We love the gun. Frankly, we love the gun. Okay. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes somewhere else. Appreciate it.
Oh my God, dude, the heckling going on. It's great. Okay, a little Jasmine Crockett.
Thank you so much. And first of all, let me just say that we are standing before you. We're having this conversation because of the oversight Democratic leadership. And so I want to reiterate that it's the Democratic leadership on oversight that has truly been able to move this forward. I'm sure many of you don't recall, but we were sent home early to try to being able to take a vote on something like getting these files. We are about doing real transparency. We don't care who's in the files. We are going after you. So if I had to sum up what happened today, we heard the stories of victims, and honestly, we heard the story of at least one person that has never come forward before today. This was the very first time that she was telling anyone in a semi-public way her story. And if I had to summarize the theme, I would say that their theme was to do something. It is probably the theme of the American people in general right now when it comes to government, is that they want us to do something. So yes, we had the roundtable, but they actually want to see some action. The fact that this started off in the 90s, and we had someone who could talk about what happened to them in the 90s, but then you go down the line and you've got somebody that's telling us their story from 2008. These failures led to years and years of abuse that did not have to take place. And so the reality is this. Some think that this is all over, and some think that nothing else is going on. But if there was ever a RICO case, it would have been the Epstein case. So how we went from something that should have been RICO because of how sophisticated.
So RICO is it's a racketeering charge, and I believe it brings a minimum sentence of 15 years for everybody involved federally.
Of a system this was, and this wasn't just one little sick old man that was doing stuff, but there were so many layers, whether we're talking about the banks that were involved, whether we're talking about those that worked for him, that helped him, whether we're talking about the monster known as Maxwell, and that's exactly how y'all need to refer to her. She is a monster. She is not a victim. So let me tell you.
So Maxwell participated in some of the absolutely atrocious behavior that was taking place as well. Actively participated.
I want some action items to come out of this, because for once we somewhat look like we're bipartisan in the Oversight Committee. Number one, we need answers. We need answers on why it is that Maxwell was transferred from her current station or her former station in Florida down to Texas. We need to have an understanding, because everything that I heard today leads me to know that for sure she was all up and in and through this entire process. Not to mention that she was indicted by a jury of her peers, and then she was tried and convicted and given 20 years. So why is it that we had somebody again?
Donald Trump denies all knowing that she was brought down into minimal security. He's denying. It's common practice, is what he said.
Seems like we are doomed to repeat our failures, because why is it we have high-level people that seemingly are running cover for a criminal? And that is what she is. She is a monster, and she is a criminal. So number one, we need answers on what happened with that transfer, why it took place, and honestly, we all need to stand together and say that Maxwell needs to go back to where the monsters go, which is to a higher level of security. We also
heard Russia, we heard Saudi Arabia, and we had Israel involvement. We also heard JP Morgan Bank involvement. So a lot of big figures involved in there. So yeah, it's probably going to topple everything if it does come out, when it does come out.
Need to understand that Debbie Wasserman Schultz has legislation that she has been trying to push forward. And so in a bipartisan way, we all need to get behind Debbie, because we found, and what we learned is that there were loopholes as it relates to the Crime Victims Act. And so we've got to make sure that no other victims suffer in the way that they did when you have somebody like Alex Acosta that decides that he wants to play games and dismiss a case and never inform the victims of what's going on as is required by law. So we are going to have to fix those loopholes to make sure that that doesn't happen, because it took them 10 years of fighting this, and ultimately by the time they got to the end of it, well, it also was Jeffrey Epstein's end, and so there was not a resolution for that. And the final thing that I think that we need to do is, obviously, we need to continue to push forward and make sure that we get all the files, because we know that we have not received them all. Because I am standing in front of the press, I'm also going to make a plea. one of the things that I realized was that there's a lot of stuff that the DOJ may have, but honestly, if you don't have a thorough investigation, and I can't say if we had a thorough investigation or not, we have no idea. But the reality is that when you have investigators that go out and they collect information. I am not necessarily convinced that they even have gone out and done their due diligence to fully investigate this case in the first place.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of people that don't want to go out there and get involved because then they are accountable and they want nothing to do with it. So they'll sweep underneath the rug. They'll say, oh, we talked to some people and we found the findings not to be true, blah, blah, blah. It happens all the time. Nobody wants to take accountability for anything. Hey, David.
So if there's anyone in the public that believes that you have information that would be valuable, you've never been able to get through to federal agencies, or no one would listen to you when you try to go forward and bring information forward. I am asking that you trust Oversight DIMS and you bring that information to us. Or if you know where some information is contained, let us know so that we can then send subpoenas out that way. We want to do right not only by those that have already suffered under Epstein, but we want to prevent other trafficking rings that we know are out there. We want to make sure that we are doing right for future generations. So with that, I now have the honor of presenting to you the firecracker out of New Mexico.
So Jasmine Crockett has been one of my fan favorites for a long time. I think the most viewed video I had was it? I did a shorts video. I'm going to switch. I think it was my most viewed video. Where am I? Channel. Shorts. Yeah, most viewed video right here.
First of all, thank you for making the back of my head famous. But second of all, if we could do a sequel, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
Damn!
Yeah, that's all it takes to become famous on YouTube Shorts. But that was my #1 watched video that I've made, and it's of my girl who I'm infatuated with, Jasmine Crockett, because she's fearless and she's intelligent and she's beautiful. Thank you for the 1 gifted membership, KK. Appreciate it. Yeah, so more of Jasmine Crockett. I want to see more. She's absolutely fearless. She's not afraid of the 1% that is running our country, that now our president is obviously currently protecting. 100%. All right, next.
Your lack of planning is not my emergency. That old expression captures the flavor of many of the clashes between President Trump and the courts. On Friday, a federal appeals court struck down his use of emergency powers to impose tariffs. Mr. Trump warns that the ruling will wreck the economy and embarrass the United States. Billions of customs duties would have to be repaid. There would be loss of expected tax revenue from American businesses. The court's view on all of that rests on the idea that when the president first acted, the consequences were knowable. Congress didn't give the president the power he claimed. The court's role is not to clean up the economic mess created by executive overreach.
So this is exactly what the founding fathers were preaching about. They were worried that a president would come into play and say it's one disaster over another. That's why we have checks and balances.
What's at issue are 2 emergencies. The first is the one Mr. Trump claimed to be fighting with the tariffs. He used the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, a 1977 law designed for sanctions, not tariffs. No president used it that way before.
Jasmine Crockett's district is in jeopardy. That being said, I have serious doubts that Texas is going to win any Republican districts. Maybe a few really hardcore ones. But the way things are going with the Epstein files and the party division that we're seeing online, honestly, insult to injury would be Texas redistricts and Jasmine Crockett wins, Al Green wins, because they are obviously targeting those districts. It is racially motivated gerrymandering. which should go to the Supreme Court, and they'll probably lose anyways because of it, because Texas has lost numerous of these in the past. But yes, her district is in jeopardy. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe a flip.
The court ruled
Maybe they think they're going to win and they lose, and then California, and then all of a sudden there's a super minority.
that the
Super
power
majority, sorry.
to levy tariffs belongs to Congress. The founders designed
That would
the
be
system
great if Texas did all that work for nothing and they still lost. Oh my God.
so that taxes affecting millions of businesses and consumers would be set by the institution closest to those who pay them. Plus, James Madison argued that these powers had to reside with Congress to check presidential overreach. It's an old tension. A national crisis demands speed, secrecy, qualities a single executive can provide. But emergencies are also the moments when liberty is the most at risk, because leaders can justify almost anything as necessary. The second emergency in this episode is the economic one Mr. Trump says will follow if the courts block his tariffs. But under that logic, every limit on executive power creates an emergency. The Constitution itself becomes a crisis when its limits are enforced. It's an argument the founders feared. A leader becomes addicted to emergencies. He claims one emergency and then protects that emergency by claiming another emergency. These questions will be decided by the Supreme Court. Is the president the fireman with the axe rushing in to save the House? Or is he, as this ruling suggests, the one who set the blaze in the first place? In a republic, urgency doesn't rewrite the rules. It tests whether our institutions will hold to them.
And he's been getting struck down in court left and right. And his time is running out. I'm telling you right now, his time is running out. Absolutely. Donald Trump is falling physically, mentally, and in the courts. It seems to be going the way of the people slowly, but we'll find out. There's a lot going on the other side of the world, though. We have best friends getting along together right here.
At a fractious time for the world, this was quite the statement. A collection.
They're flexing right here. They're saying, hey, you know what? We won. We already won. You guys fell for it. Your country sucks. We have all the cards. This is exactly what we're watching right here.
Of powers convened by China. Part of what some are calling a new axis of upheaval. One by one, leaders lined up to greet President Xi, 26 in total. But there was no question about who was the guest of honor here. Vladimir Putin got a lingering conversation, a right-hand position for the pictures. It felt a bit like the others were simply trailing along as they headed on in to have dinner. But the welcome banquet was also designed to place the host front and center, his vision as well as his message, his guests listening on.
Guided by the Shanghai spirit, let us set out again from Tianjin and embark on a new and promising journey towards a brighter future.
Putin's presence...
I don't know how pissed Dump is, but they made him look like a fool this week. Like a straight up buffoon. And they were, no question, no doubt about it. The best thing right now Donald Trump could do to save face right now with the Epstein files going and this flex on him with the other world leaders that are completely dictators and tearing our world apart would to be to support Ukraine. To become bilateral, make an aid package, do something right now to say, you know what, fuck you guys. But he's not doing it. Oh, he's coming off so weak. Oh, we doubled tariffs. You know, there's extra tariffs on India. You know, nothing on Russia, but we did it with India. Ugh.
Will be the headline grabber here. His war in Ukraine drags on. So does his reluctance to make peace. China clearly still has his back. But for the host, this summit is wide-reaching. A forum to discuss security. A platform to promote its credentials.
It is only day one of what is going to be a huge week here in China, but for many here, it will already be seen as a success. China is showing the world that it has the ability to convene nations. It has the ability to provide global leadership, and it has the ability to provide alternatives. at a time where many see America as increasingly unreliable.
And if there was ever proof that that strategy is working, it is this: the presence of India's Narendra Modi. They share a bitter border dispute, intense regional rivalry, and lately a distaste for Donald Trump and his tactics.
Based on mutual trust, respect and sensitivity, we are committed to take our relations forward.
Trump has levied tariffs of 50% on India. They say he is the reason they're here.
With Donald Trump coming in and telling us who we should be friends with and how we should be conducting our business and with whom should we be conducting our business, I think he has created an impetus for us to look for other friends and cultivate relationships that we might not have been keen on repairing.
A cultural show rounded off the evening. Soft power tactics to mask a rock-hard political message about China and its ability to lead.
God, dude. And with India's deep-seated culture, they have like one of the oldest cultures on the face of the planet. For them, backing China and Russia is just so terrible, dude. So terrible. It just feels like it's all set up. Like Trump planned this. Planned it. I'll take care of me, my family, and my colleagues, and we'll just completely destroy this nation. I just saw something. What was that? Hold on. We'll play it. Christopher Lovero's message to Trump was 100% spot on. All right, let's see if I can find it. Let's check it out.
I am an American in Ukraine, and I would like to read the following statement to my president. Dear President Trump, I hope that you and your family are well. My name is Christopher Lovero, and I am an Army veteran who volunteered to fight one of our nation's wars after we were attacked on 9/11. I am also a retired police officer and a proud patriot of our great country.
Can we get this guy into Congress, please, for the love of God?
I was in Kiev, Ukraine the other night when Putin once again intentionally targeted civilians, as he has been doing for almost 4 years. The British Counselor's Office and the EU diplomatic mission were also targeted. A literal and symbolic attack on our allies and democracy itself. And just a week after your meeting with Putin in Alaska, he attacked an American factory here. Instead of condemning it, the very next day, your response was to proudly show off a photograph of you and Putin standing next to each other.
So that came up a lot behind the scenes with the Ukrainian community. The soldiers rolling out the red carpet on their hands and knees for Putin. That was a big deal. That is still a big deal. And people saw that. Ukrainians saw it and said, what the actual fuck is going on in this country? Right? Why would they want to be here when they see shit like that? That, for me, I mean, there's people scared to death right now, Russians included. The Russian diaspora, the people who are fighting their country, are scared to death after seeing that and before that.
Some might say a shocking display of submission. And speaking of your meeting in Alaska, sir, you were the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military on the planet. And you had American soldiers literally on their knees, laying out the red carpet for a man waging a genocidal campaign against a Western democracy.
See, I haven't watched this. This is the first time, but I'm telling you right there, right now, that part was a big deal for people.
A man who has been knowingly murdering children in their sleep for years. Yet, you stood on the tarmac like a whooped puppy dog waiting for his master. As Putin approached, you clapped for him. You applauded him. The dictator committing genocide was given the red carpet and a warm, heartfelt welcome. As a veteran and a patriot, I must say to you, this was one of the most grotesque displays of American power anyone has ever seen. In direct contrast, President Zelensky, the democratically elected leader of the country who is the victim of this genocide, visited the White House several months ago and was ambushed by you and the vice president. He was berated, disrespected, attacked, and thrown out of the White House. You fawn over a murderous dictator who you so transparently seek the approval of, and you attack the leader of a democracy fighting for their very existence. We know you listen to your appointed loyalist, but you might fare well to also listen to actual subject matter experts who are not your sycophants. They would tell you Putin has no intention of ending this war. He has never had any intention of ending this war. He has never changed his demands, nor will he, sir. He met with you in Alaska so he could be seen as legitimate once again on the world stage, and you gave that to him. The primary reason he met with you is to pull your strings like a puppet master to get you to back off from imposing secondary sanctions, to reel you back in, and he did. Nothing came out of that meeting, zero, other than a photo op and you further embarrassing America on the world stage.
You know, the way Trump looked after that meeting, too, I think he realized how bad he screwed up, how bad of a photo op it was, because he looked just absolutely defeated. He knew at that point there is no negotiating. This is stupid. He conned me. But there's nothing he can do about it. Circle back to the Epstein files and Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that there's Russian involvement. Coming out and saying it. God, that gives me hope that she'll actually talk about the 20,000 stolen Ukrainian children, have a heart, and say, hey, maybe this does matter at this point.
What makes your dealings with Putin so insidious is that you are willing to side with the invader and carve up the land of the victim. President Trump, this has become a turning point in American and world history. For while you expect the Ukrainians to cede their land, you have ceded our position as the leader of the free world. Foreign leaders don't respect or trust you. They despise you, or in Putin's case, they play you. Rather than leveraging the full might of the United States of America to choke off Putin's ability to wage this war, you back down every single time. You talk tough, bluster, threaten severe consequences, cry wolf, and prove to the world that you are a paper tiger and that the U.S. can no longer lead on the global stage when it counts the most. You have never once demanded any concessions from Putin, but you blame Zelensky for this war and expect him to give up his territorial sovereignty. Rather than standing up to Putin, the bully, you coddle him, seek his favor, fantasize about his friendship, all the while blaming the victim of this invasion. Mr. President, this is not American leadership. This is cowardice and capitulation. And by the way, this invasion is not Zelensky's fault, nor is it Biden's war. This is Putin's war. When you say Zelensky should have never let this war happen, no one actually knows what you're talking about. There's only one man responsible for this genocide, Vladimir Putin. And sir, he is not your friend. He never will be. He doesn't respect you. He's laughing at you. Sir, when are you going to understand that no matter how hard you try to earn his favor, Putin will never see you as anything but a useful idiot to him? We realize you won the election and feel you have a mandate to your base. But sir, you are not the president of MAGA. You are the president of the United States of America. All of it. All of us. Outside of your followers, the rest of the country and the rest of the world thinks you're a joke, a hapless buffoon. The world sees you as the personification of idiocy, the embodiment of hate and pettiness and corruption. The days of Pax Americana are waning, and you are most definitely accelerating our demise. Our country and the free world need you to do better. I pray that you do. The belief that the Ukrainians could never win back all of their land is not a foregone conclusion. Ukraine, Europe, and the free world knows that if the United States of America was fully committed to Ukraine's victory, they could restore their rightful legal borders. assuming they must cede some of their land because victory is elusive is not a fact, but rather a choice made by you. I will close by saying that you appear to think that there are two sides to this story of the Ukraine war. There are not. There is only right and wrong. Putin, and now we fear you, are on the wrong side of history and humanity in this conflict. Mr. President, this is not just a war between Ukraine and Russia. This is a war between good and evil, between democracy and dictatorship. This is a fight for the global order, and the Ukrainians are holding the line for all of us. In the words of Desmond Tutu, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. President Trump, may God bless you and keep you safe. And may God bless the United States of America.
If anybody ever wonders, if anybody ever tunes into this from my Facebook social media platform and wonders why I support Ukraine, why I fundraise for these soldiers, why it's so important to me to get someone a helmet or a helmet mount or a piece of body armor on the other side of the world, it's because they are defending the world for us against the axis of evil without a single United States soldier having their blood shed, keeping our children out of a fight for generations by doing the hard work. That is why I support Ukraine. That is why I will always support Ukraine. They are a free and democratic society, and we should be backing them, and take it from an ex-military man such as this gentleman right now, right here, who just spoke those words. That was absolutely perfectly said. That's why I support Ukraine. This gentleman right here is the embodiment of what I believe. That was perfect. So the next time someone feels triggered and flips me off because I got a Ukrainian flag underneath the United States flag, come watch this and get educated. Because that was beautiful. And that's what it's about. Right there. What else do I got? Since we're talking about soldiers and we're talking about Ukraine, I'm going to show you a little bit of the training that Rowan goes through with his men right here. I'm going to kill the sound, though. So here's how they train. I wish I showed this to a former airborne medic today. This video that Rowan sent me of them training on the back of these technicals. Look at this setup. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I wish I had that setup. Browning 50 cal in the back with the thermal imager. This is wild. These guys are out here protecting our freedom. This is what they do every day. This is why we fundraise. This is the people we help. Every dollar we've spent, every penny, how much impact it's had. He sent me videos of them shooting down Shaheds. Shaheds that are going to kill civilians. And hearing people like that and seeing videos like this, knowing this, we're on the right side of history, guys. Let there be no mistake. These are the men we help. This is why we help them. These men are of the highest caliber. We have not seen men like this in our generation. There haven't been men that fought on the right side of history like this since World War II. It is good and evil, 100%. And we have to keep supporting these guys. Cool little video there, guys. Cool video. That was great. Thank you for posting that. I was really glad I could play that. Let's go back to the randomness. Let's get random, guys. Cool little segment. That was good. That was very good. All right, more random.
President Trump's decision to move Space Command headquarters out of Colorado is the latest example of the president's willingness to use the military for domestic political advantage. Here and across America, it's time that we are clear about what's happening. President Trump was clear. He's stripping Colorado of a military installation because Coloradans didn't vote for him, putting it in Alabama where people did vote for him. But today, Trump took it to another level. He's now linking military decision-making to his false claim that the 2020 election was rigged against him. That's a dangerous escalation. Trump says that Colorado, where he lost badly, has automatically crooked elections, echoing something that he says Russian President Vladimir Putin recently told him. But Trump isn't threatening retribution against the states with extensive mail-in voting where he won. U.S. Election Assistance Commission found that Trump won half of the states where at least 30% of the ballots were returned by mail. No retaliation for that mail-in voting. It's similar to how the president is deploying troops into blue state cities, saying he's fighting crime, while ignoring similar or higher crime rates in cities in red states. Today, just hours after a federal judge ruled that the Trump administration willfully broke the law by sending troops into Los Angeles, Trump warned Chicago, quote, "We're going in." Now, there's an argument that cities do need federal help to reduce violent crime. There's an argument that Space Command truly belongs in Alabama. But President Trump makes clear, in word and in deed, what this is really about for him. It's about using the military for his personal advantage in domestic politics. Trump has also made clear how to avoid that retaliation. Just vote for him. Vote for him, and your state cities won't be targeted with troop deployments. Vote for him and keep your military installations. If all of this was happening in another nation, we would not hesitate to describe it clearly. If it was Kazakhstan instead of Colorado, Caracas instead of Chicago, we would call it by name. It's authoritarianism. President Trump's decision to move Space Command headquarters out of Colorado is the latest example of the president's willingness to use the military for domestic political advantage. Here...
Okay, I got to show you this. Look at his dude, Gavin Newsom. Oh my God. Gavin... Dude, he is going off. Oh my God. I'm not a Gavin Newsom fan at all. I'm not. I never have been. But oh, he's slowly winning my heart with his tactics, man. Absolutely fearless when it comes to the world's best governor. Look at this shit. Dude. I love it. I love it. Big mistake by Dozy Dodd. Space Command belongs in San Francisco, not Alabama. A total disaster of state. Everyone knows San Francisco is the future home of Starfleet Academy. Live long and prosper. That's because California is #1 for aerospace, #1 for technology, #1 for AI, artificial intelligence. Very smart people. Much smarter than JD Just Dance fans, who has a low IQ. San Francisco is the best in the world for engineering and innovation, rocket software, the startups. Alabama's governor, Crazy K, has no idea what's going on. Just like little hands, she is slow and burps a lot. She has done nothing for her people and made the state very unsafe. A murder rate 190% higher than California's. Space Command. Space Command must be here in California, the greatest state in America. With me, the young and beautiful Governor Gavin C. Newsom. The sleepy golfer in the White House didn't move it here. He has Newsom derangement syndrome. NDS. SAD. GCN. Oh my God, dude. Oh, it's too good. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Oh my God. Whew. Yeah. Shit like, yeah, keep doing that. More of that. More of that, please, for the love of God. I lost where I was. There's so much. What's this?
You can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof. So that's A fake video?
Well, it's got to be because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that because there's cameras all over the place, right?
Yeah, so they threw something. Look, let me pull up Dimitri's. Allegedly, something fell out the freak. Yeah, right here. Check this out. What the hell is this out the White House window? Allegedly, something came flying out the window. Is that the Epstein files? What is that? Why would that happen? What is going on? He's saying that's fake. Yeah, it had to be fake. Whatever that was, fake. Apparently.
Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's... In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And number one, they're sealed. And number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be... Where was the window? Let me see.
Maybe from the renovations.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
It was probably something Obama owned.
Right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed.
Hey, you know what that is? That was me when I moved back into my house after a divorce.
Windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them. You can't open the windows. You know why?
Oh, shit. True story. True story. All right, what else? What else?
Footage resurfaces years later of Trump taking part on the judging panel for Miss Teen USA. At his side, fellow judge John Casablancas. Casablancas isn't well known to the general public, but you may know his famous son, singer of successful band The Strokes, Julian Casablancas.
The Strokes? It had to be named The Strokes?
John Casablancas isn't just a judge on the Miss Teen USA panel. He's also the founder of Elite Model Management. And over the years, he's been accused by models of having pressured them into changing on camera when they weren't yet of age.
Yuck.
To top it off, Casablancas isn't the only modeling agency founder that Trump is connected to. Trump's wife, Melania, had been discovered, signed, and transported to the U.S. by a man named Paolo Zampoli, founder of Metropolitan Models. Stranger yet, Zampoli sits on the board of Ghislaine Maxwell's nonprofit, Terramar.
Oh, dude! What the? Oh!
Trump goes on to become president of the United States and hands him the position of U.S. Special Representative for Global Partnerships. It is alleged by biographer Michael Wolff that Trump happened to be best friends with the now infamous trafficker Jeffrey Epstein for at least 10 years. And Michael Wolff isn't just any biographer. In 2014, he's contacted by Epstein. What does Epstein want? He's looking to rehabilitate his public image. Wolff agrees to write his biography and goes on to record hundreds of hours of taped conversations between them. Wolff alleges that in these taped conversations...
Yuck, bro. Yuck. Replay the Trump clip.
Fellow judge of Trump taking part on the judging
panel.
Oh,
yeah, right there. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Resurfaces years later of Trump taking part on the judging panel for Miss Teen USA. At his side.
Bro, what happened to whining and dining women? When did it become like, I'm going to buy you some Takis and Sprite for a snack, come over?
Fellow judge.
God damn, bro. Oh, God. Okay. No more of that cringe.
Khanna speaking Sunday. He has a Republican who's along for this effort, and they will basically try to platform what you heard there. a presentation by the survivors about Epstein's
So
abuse.
gross,
Whether it goes
dude.
directly at the Trump DOJ's treatment, we don't know. But some of these survivors have already, through lawyers and spokespeople, said that they are very concerned about the leniency for Maxwell
We do want to watch tonight. Grey's Anatomy? No, Hannah Montana.
and how the whole administration's been approaching it just recently. To go back far enough, you heard the congressman say many of them have never spoken. And they haven't spoken all together in this format, but some, of course, have spoken out. Dateline interviewed many Epstein accusers in 2019.
What did it mean to stand up in court, to meet each other, to hear other stories?
It was such a powerful moment to stand in court, knowing how we all had this common experience. And we didn't know each other, but we did.
Do you feel let down by the justice system? I don't know if you girls feel the same, but I feel let down.
They failed us before. Don't
Yeah.
fail us again.
Exactly.
That's all we're asking. Take us serious.
I think that there should be still some accountability for a lot of the people that were enabling Epstein.
You don't have to take my voice and believe everything I say, but follow the facts. Look at the flight logs.
There are logs, there is evidence, and then there's the material that the Trump DOJ has not released. Then there's the fact that they've been helping Epstein's only convicted co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, and surfacing or providing what is not considered credible testimony, someone who's convicted, and just appealing their conviction, which means they continue to have to maintain that they're innocent in some way. A lot of questions about why the Trump DOJ is helping Maxwell.
This needs to be covered all the time and always, and I promise
It's because there's so much money involved in this behind the scenes, so much funding and special interests and corruption and people that are in charge. It is. This is not over. This is going to interrupt our society and turn it upside down. And you know what? It's time. These women need a voice. They need to be heard. And the people in charge that are responsible for these actions and funded it and covered up for it, they need to be held accountable.
we will be covering it tomorrow. We will actually be doing an interview with Congressman Ro Khanna, who has organized, along with Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, this press conference, because we will be bringing nonstop attention to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
And it's still going, guys. We are so just tip of the iceberg on that. It's happening.
The whole thing is...
Here's a little from John Bolton.
Collapsing. I think the chances for peace in Ukraine are probably worse now than they were before the Alaska summit. Putin has gotten away literally with murder. Whatever he said to Trump in Alaska, he's simply ignoring with increased attacks on civilian targets in Ukraine, no diminution in Russia's military efforts, no concessions whatever. This speech of his at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization you just quoted, that the real fundamental cause of...
So yeah, there was a flyover while they spoke, and I didn't really catch it. I thought it was random, but it sounds like there was an F-16 flyover while those women were speaking. Obviously clear signs of intimidation, but it was for a Polish firefighter or jet fighter pilot who had died that they were honoring. Give me a break. Trump doesn't even know where frickin' Poland is. Cordova.
His invasion of Ukraine was NATO, is something that's the basis for him now to try and restructure NATO. That's what he really wants, as well as possession of Ukraine. No change whatever in Russia's position.
Has Trump been humiliated to some degree in this situation by Putin?
Well, I think he has been. I don't think he realizes it, but I think Putin believes that the old magic is back, that his KGB training has allowed him again to pull the wool over Trump's eyes. It's working out very well for the Kremlin. What Putin has here is a long-range strategy to take control of Ukraine. This is part of his goal to recreate the Russian Empire. He's been very clear on
We saw that on the maps. We saw it on the maps. He wants to go all the way to Moldova. All the way. We saw it on maps. Greg Terry, shout out to Greg Terry. Greg Terry's in the chat if you guys remembers. Greg Terry covered this shit. He showed the maps that were leaked. They want to go all the way to Moldova. They want to take all of southern Ukraine, eastern Ukraine, and make a whole alliance to Moldova.
that in public statements for 20 years. So Despite the enormous human cost to the Russians and to the Ukrainians, he's only roughly doubled Russian control of Ukrainian territory from the first assault in 2014. I think any pause in the fighting is just the preliminary so that Russia can rebuild and restock its army and get ready for the third offensive. I think the whole thing is collapsing.
Yeah, and we saw that too. I've seen there was a lot. Kalen Robertson, yeah, he just put out a really good video about what it's looking like inside of Russia with the propaganda. I believe it was him. I watched it earlier, I believe. But he was showing a video of what they're doing in the schools right now in Russia, and they're getting the next generation ready to fight. The Ukrainian children that they captured, there's already been Ukrainian children who were brought back home, who were shown with rifles in fake parades and propaganda videos that came back and said, yeah, they're getting us ready for combat. This is what they're feeding us. I mean, it's all there. They're not going to stop. And these children, like, the Ukrainians have been saying it. I know I've heard like that. That's why there's not a bigger move. They know they're not going to get these kids back. Russia's already, and that's what, circle back to Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll get into her. Why doesn't she care more about the Ukrainian children? I'd like to see more pressure put right now. Right now is the time. Right now is the time to like contact Marjorie Taylor Greene and be like, hey, you brought up Russia being in the Epstein files and you heard testimony. Why not make this the time, make this the place to talk about the stolen Ukrainian children? 20,000 stolen Ukrainian children disappearing off the map is going to make the Epstein files look like the tip of the iceberg of what's really going on. Someone needs to bring that to her attention. Maybe now's the time. I don't know. It would be really neat to see her flip and start supporting Ukraine too. I mean, now's the time to do it. Where else are we? All right, here. Yeah, a little jolly.
I'm gonna shout you guys out too, man. You guys are first star. I was trying to pass one earlier. Foreign guys.
Jolly Ginger here.
Why? But we have them if y'all want them.
Yeah, I'd have to double check. I think.
Let me know.
I told her we're going random, but Jolly Green Ginger, I believe his name is. He was out there also like supporting National Guard, knowing they're on shit duty. That was kind of cool to see.
Individually bagged them. It's just care packages. So we boys get care packages. Same thing, It's lifesavers and shit. But if I was sitting around shit detail, I want some candy. Let me know.
We
talk the same
Rice
language.
Krispie treats and goldfish. Yeah.
That's the point, though. Now I got a bunch of them, too. That's fair.
Seriously, someone came down with 75 bags from Connecticut.
That's awesome.
Nah, we want them to understand that, this, and I keep saying it anyway, this protest is not with the truth.
Yeah, Jolly's good.
Yeah. And we hope that you guys get to go.
Jolly's been out there though. Jolly has been like in the trenches in DC. Like he has been so out there. Like usually you see these videos, they're doing it from the house. But shout out to him. He is actually living it. The dude is solid.
We've got historic and breaking news for the first time in U.S. history. A federal judge has declared that a president of the United States, Donald Trump in this case, has violated the Posse Comitatus Act in place since 1878 to protect the American people from an out-of-control president who's trying to use the force of the U.S. military and military troops on civilian domestic soil and against Americans. And this judge, Judge Breyer, sits in San Francisco, the brother of a Supreme Court Justice, Stephen Breyer. He is not shy. And he has said out loud that the president has, through his actions of trying to take over California's National Guard, but by extension, using that National Guard, using the Marines against Americans for domestic law enforcement purposes, is not only a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, but he says in the first 2 pages of his order that what he's observing is a president that has decided to create illegally, unconstitutionally, a federal police force to take over and use at his command and take over, obviously, blue cities and blue states. I'm Michael Popak. You're on the Midas Touch Network, hopefully where you go for breaking news stories like this at the intersection of law and politics. Let's get down to the 52-page decision coming off a 3-day non-jury trial last month We were waiting for this decision. We thought it went poorly for...
Hey, I'm going to pause it real quick. Hey, I just ran to the restroom real quick, and I was like, what does that smell? And this is not a paid advertisement, but oh my God. So I ran in there. I'm like, I caught a whiff of this right here. Dr. Teal's Epsom salt. Sleep soak. Oh my God. Have you guys tried this? Are you Epsom salt fans? I just caught a whiff. I'm like, dude, I got to carry this with me. It smells so good. This stuff puts you to bed. Melatonin, lavender, and chamomile. Not a paid advertisement, but I would totally. If I ever got a sponsor, oh my God. It's the best. Anyways, back to the news. My bad.
Government for the Department of Justice's position. And this is the first time in American history that a federal judge has declared such a violation. But more to the point, let me read to you from Judge Pryor's decision. He said on page 1 over to page 2, this actually starts his decision. Congress spoke clearly in 1878 when it passed the Posse Comitatus Act, prohibiting the use of the U.S. military to execute domestic law. That means you can't turn the barrels of the tanks against Americans on domestic soil. Nearly 140 years later, defendants, President Trump, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, and the Department of Defense deployed the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles, ostensibly to quell a rebellion and ensure that federal immigration law was enforced. There were indeed protests in Los Angeles, says the judge, and some individuals engaged in violence. Yet there was no rebellion, nor was civilian law enforcement unable to respond to the protest and enforce the law. Nevertheless, at defendants' orders and contrary to Congress's explicit instruction, federal troops executed the laws. The evidence at trial established the defendants systematically used armed soldiers whose identity was often obscured by protective armor and military. We've got historic and break.
So yeah, more shit getting shut down in the Trump administration. Thank God for the Midas touch. I can't remember. I think Lumi, you might have been the one actually. I know they were popular, but you're the one that got me into TikTok, and I started picking up on their feeds. Man, they have been spot on. I love hearing from them, more from them.
Wow, Marjorie Taylor Greene is throwing Donald Trump.
Hey, dude. Okay, we've trashed her on this channel. Let's hear it.
Under the bus as Congress returns from recess, as the Epstein victims are now speaking out on Capitol Hill, which we're streaming, of course, here on the Midas Touch Network, and as there is a bipartisan petition that's being sent out, a discharge petition by Republican Congressmember Massey and Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna. The White House put out an ultimatum, and Marjorie Taylor Greene basically said, I'm rejecting your ultimatum. I don't care what the consequences are going to be. So what the White House said is that if you help Thomas Massie and liberal Democrats with their attention seeking while the DOJ is fully supporting a more comprehensive file release effort from the Oversight Committee, it would be viewed as a very hostile act towards the administration.
Do you guys remember my Muga Moscow Marjorie Taylor Greene video I made where I trashed her?
The official White House statement that's out there about anybody who signs on to this discharge petition with Massey and Ro Khanna to have a resolution to release the Epstein files from the DOJ. That's viewed as a hostile act to the regime. Well, yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene met with the victims, the survivors of Epstein and Ghislaine, and Marjorie Taylor Greene left and said, I'm signing the discharge petition. Even if you view that as a hostile act, view it as a hostile act. I'm signing the petition, release all of the files. Here's what she writes. I'm committed to doing everything possible for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, including exposing the cabal of rich and powerful elites that enabled this. I'm proud to be signing Thomas Massie's discharge petition. So Trump says, hostile act if you sign the discharge petition. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, I'm proud to be signing the discharge petition. Here is what she said as she left a meeting with the victims yesterday. Here, play this clip.
I was the second co-sponsor on Thomas Massie's resolution. After reading the entire resolution, I think it's very good. It's well written. It protects the victim.
I think she knows there's no way out of this. I think she's having regrets for supporting Trump in the administration. I feel like now that there is a Republican, quotations, in power, that she can start self-expressing herself a little more, other than the extreme racial polarization that she's shown in the past and the lack of empathy for other countries like Ukraine. I think right now she's having a little come to Jesus, if you will, which is pretty cool.
And it provides the transparency that the country deserves, and most importantly, the survivors deserve. Yes, I will.
And also, she ran her or won her district, which was
proudly
a big deal to her, probably.
Signing the discharge petition.
Why is it important to do this in addition to what the Oversight Committee is doing?
Me personally, and I believe in transparency on all levels. And this shouldn't have been a battle, and unfortunately, it has been one. And you know, as a woman myself, as a mother of 2 daughters, I can't imagine any young girl or any young woman being victimized and having the government and different people in power and basically a cabal of powerful, rich people.
So, shout out to her. I have trashed her in the past, guys. I don't know if you remember this one. I'll play it. I trashed her on this. Remember when she came out with a press conference? It was like, the only thing they care about is making Ukraine great again. So we trolled her.
Drama. You called Green Moscow Marjorie. The nickname seems to have really taken off.
Drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't. They played this in Ukraine, by the way. I saw people, very well-known people, playing this.
Drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I put that on my party, I put that on my family. 14th District, Georgia Swamp, address me as your MTG. Yeah, you can kiss my ass, but you can never touch my town. I deport all the immigrants so they don't turn my babies brown. MAGA is my party, I'm like a horse head Barbie. Divorce one, he's not hung, but the gym guy is naughty, hardy, magical in the Senate, radical. See me at your college campus, baggy full of Adderalls. Call me if you need a lie, call me if you need no truth. See them other Republicans, they don't ever leave the booth. I'm a conspiracy loser, I got no solid takes, but you and space lasers be burning up your Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer, and we stunning like Mugambo, the Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer. Muga, nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother.
Hey, this was my #1 watched video on X.
Call myself a winner, and if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, for nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I'm looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk, got my hand on daddy trunk, so I can feel his lump. I'm yelling muga nasty, till my throat is raspy. Old, rich and trashy, I be where the cash be. You can't find that, I think you need a Google map. My Putin handler will poison all your kitty cats. Now Google that, dummies follow me on Twitter. I claim to read the Bible, but I be lying out my shitter. You're a lame ass sinner, I call myself a winner. And if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, director, plus I'm my own boss. Shitting on Ukraine with no shame, just to see the loss. Which means Natalie getting over me. Russian propaganda be pumping out my ovaries. And we starting like, nafo, fella, drama. And basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing
I was Traveler Chungus back then. That's how that's how deep seated my dislike for her goes. I still don't trust her to this day. Absolutely not. But hey, you know what? A broken clock is right twice a day, right? So shit. Hey, come on, let's see more MTG. I want to see her. I want to see her flip. Let's keep it rolling. What else can we get out of her? She will absolutely, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe she's just a crazy conspiracy theorist and just latches on to something she believes, or maybe she has money involved. Who knows?
Right after you all finished that press conference that you had on the steps of the Capitol, in the Oval Office, Donald Trump was asked about his reaction. And
did we play this already? I think we did. We played it earlier, I think.
To the people of UK who think this Putin-loving...
we're going to skip that one.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to our
witnesses.
I imagine that in a hearing about threats to freedom of speech abroad...
No, we're going to skip that too. They got into it with the UK. It wasn't really anything impactful. He just kind of stonewalled them.
I have a power to end things. That's why I was able to end 7 other wars. And you know that I thought of the 7, basically...
He's ended 7 wars, guys. Did you know that?
7. Those are tough wars to end. Much tougher, I thought, than the war with Ukraine and Russia. I thought that Ukraine and Russia have a very good relationship with President Putin. I thought that would be much...
So he's sitting next to the president of Poland when he spoke on this.
Easier. I thought that would be in the middle of the pack, maybe one of the easiest. Sometimes you never know with war. You know, war is a very interesting thing. You never know with war. War is complex and dangerous. And
he knows nothing about war, Mr. Flatfoot.
What a mess. What a bloody mess.
And again, how weak and pathetic do you look sitting there with the president of Poland and saying, I thought it was going to be easy. You thought it was going to be easy, you idiot? Well, you think it's going to be easy covering up the Epstein files by calling it a hoax? I mean, you're sitting next to the president of Poland covering up for a pedo sex trafficking ring where you know your name is all over these freaking files. What an embarrassment the United States of America is. Shame, shame, shame. Oh, and then Donald...
So this is how they'll flip it. Israel, Gaza, Gaza, Israel, Syria, Assad, Syria.
Trump goes and attacks California Governor Gavin Newsom, and he goes, he's so incompetent. Have you seen his hands? What's wrong with that guy's hands? You see the hand thing that he does? Here, play this clip.
And Newsom, this is a very incompetent guy. I watched him with the hands. I'm saying, what's going on with the hands? There's something wrong with him. Do you watch him? There's something wrong with this guy. But
dude, your hand is literally rotting. You have rotting hands. They're like blue and you cover them up. You put makeup on your hands, not to mention the accordion stupid stuff that you do with your hands all of the time.
Have you guys seen the fucking memes where it has Epstein's face airbrushed into the hand?
Ultimate projection right there. Oh, he's talking more about Epstein. He goes, oh, I understand that we were actually subpoenaed for the files, but we've turned over everything. There's nothing more to turn over, folks. We've given all the files. We're done. No, you're not. You haven't turned over the files. You quite literally have the White House covering up a pedo sex trafficking ring in plain sight, helping out convicted sex traffickers like Elaine Maxwell and covering up for Donald Trump's other, powerful friends who are all over this list potentially. What the hell is going on here? Here, play this clip.
Nobody's going to talk about, because they're going to talk about the Epstein, whatever. I understand that we were subpoenaed to give files, and I understand we've given thousands of pages of files. And I know that no matter what you do, it's going to keep going.
Yeah, it's going to keep going because it's true, you son of a bitch. And anybody who still supports this man anywhere, deep, if you're lurking in the background, anybody, please, for the love of God, unfriend me, unsubscribe, go the fuck away. You're not welcome here. Dude. Wild, bro. Wild.
Sir, can we ask about, we saw a dramatic picture where we saw the leaders of Russia.
Look how uncomfortable the Polish president looks.
And North Korea and China together. The first time the leaders of those 3 countries have been together in this sort of show of solidarity. You said that they're conspiring against the United States. What do you think they're conspiring to do? And given this, is it reason why you should slap or would consider slapping secondary sanctions on Russia if they're conspiring against the U.S. now?
Well, I've already done that with regard to India, and we're doing it
Deflection.
With regard to other things. And
deflection.
I put out a truth last night. You saw that.
Deflection.
and I was the one that brought it up. I said, they're only doing this, they're looking to, when they did what they did, I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. I thought it was
of course you did, because you're a dictator.
very impressive.
Look.
But I understood the reason
Oh
they were
my
doing
God.
it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two.
Oh, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. We'll know exactly how good it is.
I think that we helped China very much, as you know, when they talk about freedom. And I don't believe that, and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe that America, that the United States was acknowledged for helping China to get to gain its freedom.
Did you guys know we freed China? Did you guys know we freed China, a country that's been doing trade since 1300 BCE? Did you guys know that?
Perhaps that was just a...
But we're gonna slap tariffs on the country that's been doing trade since 1300 BCE.
A sleight of hand. I mean, I was very surprised. I watched the speech last night. President Xi's a friend of mine.
Oh, fuck.
But I thought that the United States should have been mentioned last night during that speech because we helped China very, very much.
Help.
Sir,
Help.
can I ask about-
Help.
We saw a dramatic
Help.
picture where we
Help. Help. Oh, God.
Let's go. Let's go. Don't like that. They now travel with unmarked, with feds along with them, and it's possible if it's a big scene like this that they'll call feds over. There's just so many.
This guy's out here in Washington, D.C. doing documentary on law enforcement. Yeah, he might hype it up a little.
Any of them.
There's a growing network of activists in Washington, D.C. policing the police.
I don't mind you recording, but can you step back? Can you step back a little bit? Yeah,
Stand back. Donald Trump ordered hundreds of National Guards and a surge of federal agencies like the FBI, Homeland Security, and Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, into the Capitol last month. He declared there was a crime emergency, despite violent crime in the city at a 30-year low.
We're here to just make sure that everything that is being done according to procedure, and so far it seems like it has, and that could be because we are here.
Lumi, send it to me in WhatsApp.
Has been filming every night since, scouting for federal agents.
And our role in all of that is simply to document what is going on in this moment in DC. We're in the process of trying to build a system where we can sort of collate the different vehicles and agents that are prowling the city.
The 19-year-old uses encrypted messaging apps with other activists to share sightings and footage.
If you see what I see, which is people with no ID, faces covered, unmarked cars, you will understand that this administration and these agencies do not care what is normal. Am I afraid? Yes, I am. But that doesn't mean that I'm intimidated into stopping, into being silent. They're not going to do that. They're going to have to put me in handcuffs for me to, and get me off of the street in order for me to stop doing what I'm doing.
Thousands have come out to protest, saying the law enforcement surge was unwarranted, and some local leaders say...
See, I want more live coverage of this, and unfortunately you can't find like a lot of live coverage of this. I have looked, I look all the time, it's not there, and I follow a lot of people. We had like maybe 2 protest live TikTok feeds, I think, in DC. It seems to be absolutely silent on TikTok and also on YouTube. So if you guys find a good on the ground independent journalist that's covering what's going on in DC, please DM me in the Discord. Join the Discord. Let me know. I'll plug the Discord real quick. And so I can share it on the stream next time. I know there's another big No Kings coming up, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
People in their communities feel like they're being profiled and targeted. But the president and DC mayor say the crime crackdown is working.
This has been pretty pro-surge press conference briefing.
This is pretty pro. We have seen reductions in crime.
It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape.
Let's go. Let's go. Don't like that.
Yeah, there is no crime in DC now, guys. Imagine so. Did you guys see RFK Jr. get ripped apart today in the CDC walkout in front of the Congress? Oh my God, he got tore up.
Medicaid will still pay.
of the CDC that if she refused to sign off,
Medicaid will
tell
still
the
pay for
head of the CDC that if she refused to sign off on your changes to the childhood vaccine schedule, that she had to resign?
No, I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no. So if
She probably said, no. They put me in charge for nothing. No. You fucking idiot.
you had an employee who told you they weren't trustworthy, would you ask them to resign, Senator?
So I'm sorry, but this is not what she has said publicly. She has
Well,
said
I'm
she
not
was
surprised
told to
about that.
reapprove. So you're saying she's lying?
Yes. Every conversation I had with her, there
And
were
let me get
witnesses.
this straight. This is the same person that less than a month earlier you stood next
So
to.
yeah, Susan Manaras is probably going to go testify in front of Congress also because Bernie Sanders was like, I can't wait to talk to her right after this.
And described her as unimpeachable. And you had full confidence in her, and that you had full confidence in her scientific credentials. And in
The
a month,
entire Trump administration said they had full confidence in her.
she became a liar? Is
Yeah,
that what
you
you're
should
saying?
ask.
The Republican Party said, yes, this is the person we need. And now she's a liar. Oh, she's not truthful. This guy, he's such a fucking loser con man. And so many people in the middle were like, oh, I think he's going to do great things for our health in the nation. He's a great candidate. Oh my God. People that I respect. People that I respect were hoping this guy into office.
For what changed? And by the way,
Respected. There you go. Yeah, I
a
missed the
month
part.
ago, you were voting against her. Oh, because you thought she was either incompetent, ineligible, or unsuited to the task.
I voted
Now I
against her
agree
because
with
I
you.
was afraid she was going to bend the knee to you and Donald Trump. And it looks like she didn't bend the knee, so you fired her. Look, you're putting America's babies' health at risk, America's seniors' health at risk, all Americans' health at risk, and you should resign.
Are you telling us that
You're right
the
here.
former head of CDC went to you, you asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said, no, I am not a trustworthy person?
She didn't say, no, I'm not a trustworthy person. She said, no.
No. No, I'm not. RFK. No. Where's the context? I want to hear the context of that conversation. He was, oh yeah, that's set in stone. I bet he was getting trolled.
Wow.
Giving a quote.
All right.
And I asked her
No,
twice.
1 second. And you're also repeating now that she is a liar, correct? What you wrote in the Wall Street Journal.
If she wrote that I fired her because she refused to sign on in advance for the ASIP committee, no, that's not accurate.
All right, so you're calling her a liar, and I look forward to her coming before the Help Committee, maybe this committee as well.
As do I. Thank you, Bernie Sanders, for bringing that to the point. Oh yeah, by the way, U.S. veterans are getting dragged out of the Senate hearing for calling out genocide.
Complicit in a genocide! You're complicit in a genocide!
It is an honor to
United States
hear.
government
All right.
is complicit to genocide.
Hang on just a second.
You have an obligation to the Constitution of the United States.
Off to jail.
Disabled veterans.
There's a genocide! There's a genocide!
You are all complicit in genocide.
Ma'am, you're not allowed to film in here. We told you this earlier.
You're complicit in a genocide! You're complicit in a genocide! Eddie, there's a genocide! Eddie!
I said it once, I'll say it again. Where was this energy when Russia was doing it to Ukraine and stealing children and causing human safaris in Kherson, hunting old men and women and hunting children with drones? Where was the energy then? Where is it now? Because they're not talking about Ukraine. Oh, that's a lot to cover. A lot to cover. Just the largest geopolitical issue in our lifetime. No, it's a lot to cover. I get that energy a lot. More MTG.
Today he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out and they were saying we're not a hoax. It's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie. And on that note, Eric, every Republican should be able to sign on to this. And that's the real hoax, that they're afraid to sign on to it because somebody who is a real coward from one of the Trump admin officials came out and called this a hostile act against the Trump administration. I take very big offense to that. Well, that coward attacked me and attacked anybody else and called it a hostile act. The hostile act was Jeffrey Epstein, 14-year-old girls. That was the hostile act, and it's not a hoax. And Eric, I'll tell you what, I hope people at home light up their phone lines. I hope they call them out on social media. I hope they show up at their district offices, and I really hope that they push my colleagues to do the right thing. Today,
this is wild, guys. I never in my life, for the rest of my life existence on this planet, from 2 years ago till 3 years ago till now, did I ever see myself aligning with her, Marjorie Taylor Greene, on a topic. Never in my life did I see this, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. And will she pull back? Maybe. Maybe she'll keep going. I mean, maybe she has insider knowledge. Maybe the redactions are just going to be like shitting on Bill Clinton, who we all know is a piece of shit. Taking young girls to Africa on trips, which just came out. And the Oval Office thing. God. That's something that like scarred into my brain as a child. Who knows? Who knows? Well, maybe this is a point. Maybe this is a point where she says, you know what? I need to not align myself with these people. And she's going to pull out. We'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, China making us look silly. I do not trust her at all. I don't. I think she's a Russian shill. I think and that might have a lot to do with it. I don't trust her. But what she is saying currently, I am in agreement with. On that particular topic. She is a racist piece of shit. Look how fucking silly they made our parade look. Fight to win battles. Maintain, what was that? Maintain excellent conduct. Victory is certain. Yikes, bro. Yikes. Yikes. China ain't playing. Arise, the sleeping dragon. Arise, the sleeping... Okay, what we got?
There's a video that is circulating online now.
All right, here we go. Hey, this is the moment you all ask for. Here we go.
where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
Look at what's he gonna say? Oh God, what's he gonna say? Oh God, look at the faces.
Fake video.
Well, it's got to be because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's. In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, "Love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof." And number one, they're sealed, and number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be. Where was the window? Let me see.
Maybe from the renovations.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on.
Something tells me he was throwing like Black History out his window when he found out what it meant.
The 15th Street side, I think. Yeah. So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them. It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things.
Oh my God, bro. If something really bad happens, just blame AI. That's his new tactic.
You know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up from the time I was a baby till now. I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
Wait, hold the fuck up.
Scary to be generated. Now, I said, happens it's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up from the time I was a baby. Till now, I said, who did that? It was AI generated.
I like chopsticks. I like chopsticks. I can eat with chopsticks. Chow mein's good. It'll be okay. Everything will be okay. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for destroying me tonight. Oh, okay. Where were we? Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, we are fucking...
I voted for him. I voted for Trump. And for him to say what he's saying is beyond me because I put my hope in him and he's supposed to protect us. And for him to say that this is a joke and that it's sides, this is not sides. We will say it time and time again. None of us are up there accusing him of anything. There is no one that is accusing him of any wrongdoing. So for the fact that he is saying those things and saying it's a hoax, who are you hiding for then? Because if it's not you, then who is it? And that scares me.
The party of the children, folks. Dude, that. I can't even play it again. Y'all better get ready, man, because it's coming. They're coming hard. They want to live forever. They want to live forever. Organ harvesting with AI, it's coming, guys. If it's not already here. But they are trying to live forever. In the past, people rarely lived longer than 70 years. But today, they say that at 70, you are still a child. Putin says human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become. And you can even achieve immortality. That's like everything the Bible ever warned us about would happening right now in front of us. With the access of evil and the support of our wonderful president, who said that he said AI was a problem when he was a child, back before AI ever existed. Folks, welcome to the dawn of a new age. Didn't you hear Colbert? No. Yeah, they've got, with 20,000 stolen Ukrainian children, and then you have Putin going up there talking about organ harvesting and living forever. Yeah, a lot of room for conspiracy theorism there. Yeah, that's pure evil. We'll play it again. They want to achieve immortality, guys. Through sadistic dark means. It's gonna happen. With AI involvement, man, and human bodies and people disappearing and all the bad shit that's going on, man, it's going to get really weirder in the next 20 years.
So the MRAPs are back. I want to show you guys where they've put these things. They got them up on
Jolly Good Ginger. God, why couldn't I remember good? I called him Jolly Green earlier.
the curb where people are supposed to walk at. Look at this. They serve absolutely no purpose. Even if this was a war zone, and it's not, this would never serve a tactical purpose. They have put them up on a pedestal just so that when people come out of Union Station, they'll see these soldiers and the MRAPs. This is using our military as political theater. These are exhibits for people to look at. This is political theater. And so I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bring our speaker right up here, and we're going to play the words of General Milley.
I'm deeply honored to have worn the cloth of this nation for 43 and a half years.
These are other veterans that come to stand with us.
It's not about us. It's about something much larger than all of us. We don't take an oath to a country.
Listen.
We don't take an oath to a tribe.
Listen.
We don't take an oath to a religion. We don't take an oath to a king.
Listen.
Or a queen. Or to a tyrant. Or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
That part.
We don't take an oath to an individual.
That part.
We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that is America, and we're willing to die to protect it. And shed their blood to see this great experiment in democracy perish from this earth. No. We, the American people, we, the American military, must never turn our back on those that came before us.
That part.
And we will never turn our back on the Constitution. That is our North Star. That is who we are, and that is why we fight. Thank you. And may God bless our military, and may God bless the United States of America.
There we go. Booyah! And now, let's do it again. All day long, troops. All day long, troops. You're going to hear this. All day long.
I'm honored to have worn the cloth of this nation
So the MRAP.
I like his Ray-Bans. I like his Ray-Bans. I'm digging that, man. Okay, a little bit from Newsom here.
You always bring up Florida. Yeah. I compared you to Florida. I think you have a higher population, if I'm not mistaken.
Significantly higher population.
Why are they doing better in business formulation?
We'll have to take a look at that in more detail.
Take a look.
I'm happy that we're looking forward. How many more of these you have? Let's go.
About 8.
Bring them on.
Bring them all on.
Bring them all on. Let's have this conversation.
Okay. Let me ask you. This is a tough question for you.
I don't think it will be. Well, let's find out.
All right. So you're the first governor in history that has had a net migration out of the Golden State. Go west, young man.
Yep.
I lived here 5 years. By the way, I lived here 5 years.
Horace Greeley.
So he absolutely shreds him here.
States had declines in population. California's was 0.3%. You didn't bring up any of the red states that had decline in populations. It's an interesting fact, and I don't see it on here. An interesting omitted fact.
What's that?
Per capita, more Floridians moved to California than Californians moving to Florida. That, I don't imagine, is a...
Oh, my God, really? Oh, my God, really? More Floridians are moving to California? Imagine that. It's funny. And, you know, the reason I feel that a lot of Californians are leaving the state is because they can buy cheap housing elsewhere, cheap real estate in other areas because we have money to do so. I know plenty of people that said, yeah, I'm buying a house over here in this state because it's way cheaper, because we have a ton of money here. Everybody hates on California, but the money is here. I work a mediocre job. I live paycheck to paycheck. Yes, because I'm dumb with my finances and I need help. But if I wanted to actually put my energy and my direction elsewhere, Ukraine, Ivano-Frankivsk, and buy real estate somewhere, it wouldn't be hard for me to do. It wouldn't be hard for me to do at all. I could buy houses, I could buy real estate in different states, say like Florida, for really cheap, rent them out and make really good money. A really good financial decision. I'm never leaving. If I leave California, it's for a different country. I have plans, but I have to wait for people to grow up. It's crazy to me that people don't understand that. Like, we have like the 4th largest economy in the world in this one state, and people think we're running away. Some people run away. I know some really triggered MAGA people are, oh my God, I can't have my kids in these schools. They're teaching woke shit, and they go to Alaska and they're out in their fucking igloos fishing. Good for you. Fuck you. Fuck you. The main reason people, I feel, leave California is because they are financially set from the investments and the money they've made here to go elsewhere and save more money. And hopefully influence some of the red state politics, because God, they're whack. They're whack elsewhere. They're whack. Here's some LA gone wrong here.
Not have to go. Yes, you do. No, the press has to leave. Sarge. Okay. No, bring your sergeant over here, because you must not know about. Do you want me to read the temporary restraining order to you? Because the temporary restraining order says that press is exempt. Well, you don't have to talk to me anymore. Who's the sergeant? Get the sergeant over here. Our sergeant wants to go. Give me a second. Get the sergeant over here. You can arrest me then. You're gonna violate the restraining order, then do it.
Let's go over there.
No. The press is exempt from the restraint.
No, they're not right
Yes,
now.
they are.
Okay, well, go over there. Behind the tape, you can film all you want.
Oh, I'm not.
It's okay. We want everybody over there.
Why?
Because
Why can't I be over?
By a lieutenant. So
okay,
go over there.
bring your lieutenant over here.
I'm not
You're violating the restraining order.
You want to get pushed?
You can push me. Violate the restraining order. Go ahead.
Everybody go across behind the tape.
Why? You're violating the restraining order?
It doesn't matter right now.
The restraining order doesn't matter right now? No, you're going to push me. Go ahead, push me then. Dispersal order does not include press. Do you want me to read it to you? You guys just got the email this week. You didn't get the email? Then your chief lied. Then your chief lied. Because I know Carranza sent it out to you guys. No, I am not leaving right here.
You're going to get arrested, sir.
I'm going to get arrested for what?
For being here after the dispersal order was given.
I have my press pass
I
on.
understand you're the
press
press.
is
You
exempt
gotta
from
go
the
over there.
dispersal order.
Not today.
Not
Tomorrow,
today.
You're gonna go
What's
behind
your
the
serial
tape.
number?
Go behind the
What's your
tape.
serial
Go
number?
behind the tape.
What's your
Let's go.
serial number? Why don't you have it on your helmet? What's your serial number?
Let's go.
What's your serial
Let's go
number?
over there.
What's your
Let's
serial
go.
number?
I'll tell you over there.
No,
Let's
no,
go.
I'm not. Push me. Go ahead.
can stay, but you gotta be on that
No,
side.
I do not have to.
You
do
stay, but you
I
gotta
do
be on
not
that
have to
side.
do that.
You've already been
You guys do
given
not. What's your
Let's
serial
go.
number?
Let's go
What's
over
your
there.
serial
Let's
number?
go.
I'm not moving. There's no reason to move. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Go, Gross, where? Huh? Let me.
You go film there. No, I film here. I am press. I have a press pass. You guys don't know the law. You guys follow order.
Why do I have to move from here? He's telling me that I am not exempt from the restraining order. You guys don't know your restraining order.
Oh, here comes Lieutenant. Either what's going on here?
No. Bring your lieutenant over here. I don't care. You guys don't know the restraining order. I am exempt from the restraining order. Members of the press, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't want to go with you. I don't have to.
You're absolutely right.
I'm right.
Here with us as media.
Thank you. What's his serial number? Because he refuses to give it to me.
He's gonna stay here?
Yes, I'm allowed to. You guys don't even know your You don't even know the restraining order.
I got it.
What's his serial number? I want your serial number. No, I want it right now. He's walking away. He's right here. He refused to ID. I want his shit. And if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna write your shit up too.
Oh, hey, baby. Somebody won that battle. The press, the free press, won that battle in LA. Oh, my God. Beautiful. Hey, coming up. I'm trying to get the day off.
Are you ready for the largest protest in American history? Well, get ready. I have an exclusive update for you. No King's Day 2.0. Set your calendars October 18th, 2025. And I just spoke to one of the founders and leaders of this movement, Ezra Levin, who dropped a bombshell. They're expecting more than 11 million Americans, that is 3.5% of the American population, coming out on October 18th in protest of the Trump administration's actions, in protest of what this administration has been doing in terms of curbing civil liberties, curbing civil rights, and so much more. This is a historic protest, a historic day.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to film it. I'll be here. Or maybe, I don't know, in SAC, if it's that big, if we hear more about it, I'm going to cover this.
And they're expecting millions of people. Why is that 11 million number so significant? Because according to Ezra, the first protest had about 5 or 6 million people. That is a lot. That ranks as one of the largest protests in American history, easily top 10. Well, they want to double that, because when 3.5% of the American population comes out and does something, votes on something, advocates for something, that is enough to make change. That is historically the number that you want to reach. You want to reach that 3.5%. 11 million will probably get them there.
Guys, the last No King stream we did went like 12 hours, and I burned out so bad from it for like a week. I couldn't stream afterwards. I will do the next if I have it off.
They're expecting protests not just in the United States. They're expecting protests in all 50 states across the country and countries across the globe. More than a dozen countries across the globe are expected to participate in this significant form of protest. Now, folks, I was there on the ground in Washington, D.C. during No King's Day 1 back earlier this year, and I will tell you this, there were more than 100,000 people on the ground. It was one of the most historic moments that I'd been a part of. People collectively, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, had nothing to do with party affiliation. It had everything to do with just one common goal, and that's to fight authoritarianism, fight what is happening in Washington, D.C. right now, take on the Trump administration's policy and use our collective voices. I've said for a long time that our collective voices matter so much more when they are all collectively loud together. This is not a one-person job. This is a job for 11, 12, 15 million people that we might see out on the ground making their voice heard on October 18th across the country and across the globe. So this is going to be a major movement. Now, I just interviewed Ezra Levin. I want you to check it out right now because I think it's important to know for folks who are scared of protesting that you should still come out and do it. For that, he has all the details for you. So watch this interview right now between me and Ezra. Super excited today to be joined by Ezra Levin, who is one of the leaders of the No Kings Day protest, one of the leaders of Indivisible. Now, I'm so excited to be here with you today because I hear you all have a big announcement on your end.
Huge announcement. Look, a lot of people have been asking about this since the No Kings Day protest in June, where we had 2,169 communities organizing. We had 5 to 6 million people across 27 countries. People have been asking, when are we going to do it again? We need to do it again. Let's do it again. I'm here to announce.
Are you
All
ready?
right, hey, we're going to see what happens in October, guys.
For the largest protest in American history? Well, get ready. I have an exclusive update for you. No Kings Day 2.0. Set your calendars October 8th.
October 18th. Okay. Set your calendars. I have asked for that day to be free from my 9 to 6. I work a lot. I've asked for that day. October 18th, I'm going to be covering that. Whether it is on the ground in Sacramento, whether or not this takes off. Sacramento, I would be there. Or it is something I do from home. Home would probably be more beneficial to the channel because I get more views than going live in one specific area, because I can cover multiple areas at once. I don't know. We're going to try to cover the No Kings coming up. We'll see how that looks. That is all I got for you guys. Thank you for the plugs in the channel, guys. If you haven't, hit the like, subscribe. I got more to come. This has been a late night random as can be stream. No preparation other than me bookmarking stuff and going through my takes. Also, before you go, I need comments. I need feedback. I need to know how I'm going to rebrand my channel. What name? I saw one. It was Pablo Presents. My first name's Pablo. Pablo Presents is better than what I had. Better than what I had. I had Pablo's Point. And yeah, it's not working for me. So I need something else. I need to rebrand the channel name. Gaming channel also coming up with a rebrand. Right now it is Chungus Gaming, but there's a lot of them. It's kind of hard to find. Gaming channel is probably going to go to the Chunger Games. I believe that was Nomad that came up with that one. Gaming channel linked right there. If you could subscribe to Gaming channel. We got more to come. We have more fundraising to come too. We are wrapping up the one for Rowan right now for his buddy fighting in the front. We were able to get him the helmet and whatever else he needed right here in this picture. It's one of the last surviving members from his original group, his original battalion. They got decimated earlier this year, and it feels like so long ago. But you know, Rowan's he's out there and he's recovering in the hospital and he's hurt. And guys, if you saw the video he sent me of what he's going through, you would understand how important it is to keep supporting these men. We're gonna keep doing that. We're taking a little lull right now. If he hits me up again in a few days and says, hey, those 4 walkie-talkies and thermal are essential, we'll pick it back up again. In the meantime, we'll wait. We'll wait until we start something for Dima. Dima, Azovstal hero, no doubt. No doubt. No matter what we do for this guy, it'll be like an online baby shower. No doubt whatever we do, it's going to go to a good cause, whether or not to his family, him getting reintegrated with his home country, whatever it is, we'll pick it up later. All right, that's the plan. Help me out. I need ideas. I need ideas for the name of the channel. I already know what I want to do. Kind of what we do here. A little more organized tonight with Skibbity, but it was great. I had a great time. Thank you guys for being here. We're in 2 hours and 17 minutes. Leave a comment of your ideas afterwards. Please join the Discord. I'll plug the Discord as well. Plugging Discord as well. And, you know, if you guys get bored out of your brain, come join me on my gaming stream sometimes. We'll have fun together. We'll survive zombie apocalypses or whatever we can do and chill out. Maybe play some card games, Magic the Gathering. It's one of my obsessions on the side. But, yeah. We'll go from there, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you. The AI end with dumping. Knowing, oh, my God. Do I have to? You guys going to make me circle back to that? Absolute nonsense. I'll do it. I'll do it. Just for you guys. I'll do it.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated. So, actually, you can't open the windows. You know why?
That's how you know it was something important.
They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
A fake video?
Well, it's got to be because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's... In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And
Yeah, you keep shitting yourself and it stinks. Can I get some fresh air?
Number one, they're sealed, and number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be... Where was the window? Let me see. Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
Oh, God.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them. It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things, you know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up from the time I was a baby till now. I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
God help us all. God help us all. I'll leave it with that, guys. Thank you for being here tonight on the late night stream. Love you guys to death. Here's your outro. It's partially AI from when I was a baby. All right. See y'all later.
They wave their flags like they own the sky, shouting loud, but they don't know why. Books untouched, their minds run dry. Truth's a stranger, they pass right by. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. They chant the words they barely know, hollow pride in a shallow show, pointing fingers where the winds don't blow, building walls where the rivers flow. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. A patriot's heart should beat with grace, not with fists or a hate-filled face. If love's the seed, then let it grow, not in shadows, but where light will show. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame.
Why would you think Michelle Obama's a man?
Well, do a little research. Just do a little research.
But that's like out there.
What's out there is the fact that her walking out in a skirt, and there's an obvious bulge where there shouldn't be one.
Another day. Just run till you take your last breath. There's no time to sit around being lazy. Renegade chunk is gonna grind out daisy. Survival schemes, raiding dreams like you don't care. Zombies crumbing on some bodies like a nightmare. Grabbing loot in the spawn might just find there. And the goons shooting at me, yeah, we're out there. Keep the big dry line of fire if you're crazy. Survivors out there shooting, yeah, that's day. They try to take my loot, but I'm fast and I'm sneaky. Hearing footsteps in the woods, yeah, that's creepy. But I'm a wolf and all of you looking sheepy. Knock you one gun, now you feeling little sleepy. Waking up, your loot's gone, don't go crazy. Another day, another death, yeah, that's Daisy. Hear the bullets crack by your head, make you screech. Run, cover, keep your gun by your reach. Wear your armor and a helmet is what we preach. Or get your ass sent back to the beach. Clean your water, cook your food, wash your hands. Keep one eye on the bad guy and your friends. Watch for killers who shoot at you through a lens. But this is how the story always ends.